Hey everyone, here's gonna be some levels I'm looking at for the upside and areas that I'm gonna be potentially looking for shorts at. So I just did a new resistance fan pull from this high over here to this low right over here. So I'm looking kind of at these levels now to the upside. So you can see, we're right now over here. We do have this intercepting line over here, but again, one thing is the more local these fan pools are, they still have nice reactions off of them, but obviously not as strong, just because again, time is kind of power always in trading. But so we're gonna see what price is kind of doing in this area. The fact that it is kind of getting over this does show that we do have some bullish momentum. The only thing is, on the money flow, we are having some curvature outwards on the money flow currently, but we on the 4 hour, but on the lower time frames, we are having this overall direction of money flow going to the upside. So that's a big divergence with money flow, which is very strong move. Earlier on the 2 videos ago, we did take a long from this area. I am fully closed out of that position now, though. So now I'm looking for some shorts more from the a little bit higher up. So an area that I'm gonna be looking at is gonna be this whole zone right over here. Right there, you can see we have a lot of intercepting lines, some from this macro pull, and then a little bit more medium time frame from this one over here, and then a lot more local from this one over here. So we have quite a bit of important levels in that area, as well as this anchored VWAP that's pulled from this area right up here. So as price is kind of like gonna be moving around here, and then we're gonna hopefully start coming up here. If we can hit this area, that would be making definitely for a nice short. So I'm going to be looking at market cipher when we are coming up to that area. I am going to be a little bit more cautious, taking the shorts, just because since we are very, very oversold, like on the last video, I was talking about, this momentum wave. It's really, really oversold. Last time we were that low down was in this area right over here, and what happened was we did finally get that movement more to the upside. So I will be definitely cautious getting into a short, just because again, we are having on the 4 hour, we're having a lot of divergences to the upside on the momentum oscillators. On the daily, we are printing this green dot, and we have the green X, which is just that big boy green dot. I just have X's on mine. And then also you can see that these two RSIs are very close together. So yeah, it just looks like we have definitely some room to the upside. And then we have this really this candle right over here where it came all the way back up, and then right now we're in this green, we're in the green going back up. So again, I am going to be a little bit cautious when we are coming to this level, just because for that fact that we did really get a massive dump. So yeah, so in terms of the time frames, I'm going to be kind of waiting to see some divergences are on probably around like the 30 the 30 minute, when we're coming up here. Maybe we're gonna come like this, and then a little bit higher high, and 30, 15, 10 minutes, 5, we're gonna want to see some divergences on it. One thing that's also showing some strength with Bitcoin currently is the fact that we did say on the 10 minute, we did have all these divergences over here, and price didn't really break down. We're having divergences on the momentum oscillator, as well as on the money flow. We were losing momentum, or the money flow was going leaving, but the fact that we didn't dump, and we are coming up, it does show that Bitcoin does have some strength behind it. So that's kind of what is giving me that more cautious stance when we do come to these levels, just for the fact that, again, we are very oversold. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. On Ethereum. So on Ethereum, uh, from the other video, I was talking about how originally I was looking for a trade from this area. We ended up coming quite a bit lower. So, I never got into this trade just because it wasn't really showing very much. And again, Ethereum is going to be kind of following what Bitcoin is doing for the most part. And the fact that we were dumping so much on Bitcoin, didn't give me very much confidence to get into an ETH long. But kind of, you can see that we came up to this line over here, and then we broke through it a bit, came down, had a support, came up, got a rejection off this one. We're kind of like ranging between those levels, and currently we're breaking above one of these resistance lines um now. So the levels that I'm going to be looking for a short from would be, firstly, the first level is going to be this area right over here, just because we do have this anchored VWAP that's pulled from a bit higher up here. So from this kind of extreme high, from this whole downward move. So we have this VWAP, and then we also have this more localized resistance fan pull. So that's from from up here to down there. So this white line is also there along with this VWAP, and then we also have a more macro fan pull from over here. So we aren't obviously going to be able to hit that at this where their lines are completely intercepting, just because again price has moved past that already. So the window we are kind of looking to get into, I would take this VWAP over here with this downward resistance fan. I would definitely be looking for a trade over there, seeing if we're seeing some divergences on the lower time frames, such as like the 5, 10, 15. And then if we are breaking past that a little bit more, maybe we're gonna come up a bit, have a rejection, and then come up higher up like this, and then really start seeing those divergences. But again, it's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin as well. Is price was losing momentum on the momentum oscillators, and money flow was leaving. However, currently right now we are showing that we are getting a bounce. So the fact that these divergences weren't playing out to show again some strength behind Ethereum, because we're not able to go down. But again, that is because we've just been selling off for the last few days. So we need some kind of relief rally or something along those lines. So yeah, so those are the lines I'm looking at. And then if we are getting past that a bit more, this golden pocket area over here would be definitely a nice trade. If we are kind of ranging around more in this area, and then we come hit them off of this intercepting lines, that would make for a really nice trade. But again, still be cautious when you are entering into them, just because we are very oversold. So price can just easily not respect any of these levels and just keep pumping until maybe some higher levels, maybe this area over here where we have those clusters of different VWAPs, and there's just a lot of intercepting lines and activity in this area. And if you're going to, let's go to a little bit higher time frame. So with that, if we're also just pulling a regular fib, say from here to over here, you can also see that is that golden pocket area over here. So really this whole area, from here to over here, that's gonna be definitely a, an area we really need to get past to show some strength. And you can also see from back in this area, that is we have a lot of price action in this area as well. So again, we do have to reclaim this to be considered even slightly bullish again. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. But again, we are looking like we have some room to the upside. You can see the money flow is moving to the upside over here as well. We aren't showing very many divergences on on Ethereum at the moment. We do have on like the daily, we do have this potentially going to be clipping soon, but on the lower time frames, such as the 4 hour, we're not seeing any uh, divergences on the 1 hour, where there's slight divergences on the momentum, but on the money flow there are divergences, and money flow is generally stronger than the momentum waves. So again, that's something to keep in mind. But again, we are very oversold, so be careful with those shorts. So yeah, I hope that helped you guys. And then also, if I know these charts can look very, very confusing because there's all these different lines. One thing I'll mention again is that let me clear some of these off real quick. So the charts, they really don't have to be that complicated. I generally use multiple fans of resistant fan pulls at a time. But again, don't be afraid to turn them on and off, because again, at the end of the day, you want to um, it's just a small zone generally from the fans where the lines are either intercepting or they're kind of like trend lines going to the upside or downside that you're looking at. But I the way I'm always looking at these fans, again, it's kind of builds your screen into a grid, because you know that you never trade in these kind of dead areas over here. You're always waiting for price to be at a level, at these lines before you're taking a trade, and that's why you are able to. Why I was able to get into, for example, this Bitcoin trade, basically from the exact bottom, because we had those intercepting lines, and so it really gives you that confidence to wait for price to get to the next, so to say, grid square on your screen. So yeah, I'm gonna and then I do have a video on the channel as well that kind of explains how to do these fan polls, just because there's not very many videos on YouTube. So I'll put a link for it in the comments or in the description as well, if you want to watch that video, just so you could a little bit more understand what I'm exactly doing to make my screen look like this. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any comments or any questions or anything in the comments, and have a good rest of your night.